Hello and welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make this gorgeous dried and fresh flower bridesmaids bouquet. So as you can see, we've got some fresh roses in there, got some beautiful dried flowers, some fresh foliage, different eucalyptus, also got acacia in there as well, which is that light coloured foliage, and it just ties in beautifully. So the bride wanted her bouquet and her bridesmaids to be very like neutral theme, beachy, like almost sand colour. So I think this is going to go beautifully with her theme. And then attached to this video, I've also got a video on showing you how to make the buttonhole. So please do go on to that one afterwards and have a look. So as you can see, I've got everything ready. I've already cut the stems to the sort of the length that I want the bouquet to be, which helps if you get everything prepped out on the side so you can see what you've got. And you can also then add bits in. So if you think something's looking a bit uneven, you can add bits in as you go. And because it's bridesmaids bouquet and it's going to be sort of like a posy, like round posy style, I'm keeping everything quite tight. So if I was making a hand-tied gift bouquet, I would be holding it a lot further down. But because I'm making this bridesmaids bouquet, I've got the bind point up higher. There we go. So once I've added a few bits of foliage, and the dried flower, I'm going to add in a rose. So we've got cream and cream roses here that I'm adding in first. And these bits here, I'll decide afterwards whether I want to cut them or keep them once I've added a few more bits in. I can see that this bit here is going to be a little bit long for the look I'm going to go for, so I'm just going to simply snip that. And don't be afraid to just add in as you go. And right now it's mainly about sort of bulking it up, and then we can go around and see where bits that need to be added afterwards. Keep remembering to turn your bouquet so it's got that rounded effect, and remembering to add in foliage as you go around. And with the dried flower, I'm not just adding in one stem, I'm adding in a few at a time usually with each thing. Whereas with fresh, I usually add in one stem at a time, but with this you've really got to bulk it out. So when you're doing dried bouquets, if you think you've got enough flowers to do it, double it, because dried flowers, it's probably why they're so expensive. To have like bridal bouquet and dried flowers, you have to use a lot of material to get the shape that you want. So sometimes I see posts online and people are saying that it's not turned out how they thought it would, and usually 9 times out of 10 it's because they've not got enough materials. So do keep that in mind when you're costing up one of these bouquets, or if you're doing it like DIY for your wedding, they do take a lot more materials than fresh flowers, because with fresh flowers you can, as you can see, I'm bulking a lot of it out with the fresh foliage. So with fresh flowers you don't have to use as much usually. So it really is just a case of going around. Also got these, which are so pretty to add in. Going around, trying to do it as even as you can, so keep turning. But it really starts to come together. Just get that out of my out of there. So I'm going to put another one of those roses here. Okay. And as I'm doing it, I'm sort of looking to see where the shades are going, so anything that's missing a bit or could do with something else. I'm going to take that one out for a minute and I'm just going to add in a bit more. Keep adding your foliage. It is quite nice doing dried and fresh, because if you was doing it all dried it would take so much materials as well. Just love the colours in this. So pretty. You can just see how this is going to go so well with the beachy theme. So I'll be delivering these tomorrow. I've not been to the venue before, so I'll have fun trying to find it. I think it's quite out of the way. So I'm going to leave super early to find where it is. Try and take some videos and then of the place. It's actually really stunning. It's in St Ives here in Cornwall, so overlooking the sea, so I think it will be really lovely. So I'm quite excited to deliver there actually. It's quite nice going somewhere I've not been before. To see how it's really coming on now. And I'm also kind of doing a spiral technique just so I can get it to come out more. So if I did had the stems all going at the same angle or all going straight down, it wouldn't have that bulkiness to it or that full effect. It would be very yeah, just not any volume to it. So I'm trying to keep the spiral as much as I can, as you can see. So when I say spiral, you're adding the stems at a slant, at an angle, each one over the top of each other and turning it at the same time. It takes a bit of practice, but once you've got it, once you can do it, it's be so much easier then, and you get a much more rounded bouquet. Okay, now I'm going to add these scabiosa, and they're just a really nice texture. I'm just putting 3 into each bouquet because you don't just want to add. I've got all the grass all over me. It's just to add a bit of different texture and that bit of different colour and texture. You see it in there? So pretty. So I'm going to put 3 in there. I think I've said before in my videos about adding things in odd numbers. So in floristry, everything goes in odd numbers, or nearly everything. Some people like, or there's some designs where you don't need to follow that rule, or some people just don't do it, but it is more pleasing to the eye in most designs if you do things in odd numbers. So 1s, 3s, 5s and 7s is what we would use. So again, if you're doing like a bridal bouquet, it's good to keep that in mind when you're ordering your flowers. So most times when you order flowers from a wholesaler, they will come in wraps of 10, which is super annoying in a way because we work in odd numbers. So and most things we put in 3s. So if you've got 10, you can get what, 3 bouquets out of it usually, out of a wrap. So you've always got an odd one, but sometimes things do come in broken, or so it is always good to have a spare, actually, thinking about that. Right, we're nearly here with this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get one of the other bouquets and just check its size. I've still got to cut the ends off of these, so I leave it right to the last minute, but I'm going to cut these up quite short so that the bridesmaids can hold them close to themselves. So by the time, this one looks slightly a bit bigger, but by the time I bind it, I've not binded it yet, they will be about the same size. Ah, I love them. Yeah, they're just so pretty. There's a couple of things I'm going to tweak, like this one rogue one that's coming out like that, but I'm really happy with that. So I'm going to tie that one off, just tidy it up a little bit and tie it off. Like I said, if you have enjoyed watching this, and you are going to be doing your own flowers, or you're really interested in floristry or creating flowers, you love it, do have a look on my buttonhole video. So yeah, they go perfectly with them. And yeah, it's a really good video, just shows you how to create them. Quite quick to do as well. So have a little look on that. So I am ready to tie it off. I've also got a mirror to the right hand side of me, so I'm just gonna have a look in that one as well, because sometimes when you look in the camera, especially with my lighting in here, you can't see fully. I can see there a bit of the stem of the rose, so I'm going to try and cover that because it's just a bit exposed there. I'm just going to get a bit of this and go around, because we don't want that rose damaged or anything like that. And I can just see a little bit of a gap here where it needs something a little bit different. Just trying to think what to use. It's not got a lot of texture in that bit there, so I'm going to pop some of these in. And then as you can see, it just adds a bit of texture going on. But I'm really, really happy with this. Let me know in the comments what you think, and if you enjoyed watching. And yeah, it will just let me know whether or not to do more videos like this. So it's great if you can get involved and let me know what you think. So really, really happy with this, and I'm just cutting off the stems. I'm not going to do it too short, because in the morning I'm going to let these soak in quite a bit of water, and then in the morning I will cut off the stems. Also, because there's dried flowers in here, I don't want the bit that's touching the water, I want to be able to cut it off in the morning. Otherwise I'll be delivering like soggy wet stems to the bride, and I don't want that. So I leave these quite long, longer than I do for fresh even, put them in water and then cut off the ends in the morning, ready to deliver. I do always have a bit of worry, thinking, what if I don't set my alarm properly, what if I sleep in, oh, have I got time? But it only takes 5 minutes to cut off the stems and get them all boxed up. So hopefully that never happens. Because I do sometimes not sleep very well the night before a wedding, worried about things like that. So to tie this off for a moment, some clear tape here, and I'll show you a little trick that I do once I found the end. Where is it? Ah, it's like sellotape. Okay. The amount of things I have to do one-handed, right. Make sure that everything's gone from the bind point. When I mean bind point, I mean the bit that you're going to be taping. And then just wrap it around. There is a bit there, but again, it's going to be ribboned, it's okay. So I've gone around like that. Now what I'm going to do is turn the tape over so the sticky side is facing up, and I'm going to go around again. And this creates something sticky to stick your ribbon to, and this tip is probably the best tip that I have learned doing flowers, because I used to try and attach the ribbon and it would take me ages. It would just all come undone. Doing this trick it goes on so easy. So it's all sticky there now. I just turned it over, that's all I did. So I've got quite a bit on to keep them in place. And then just stick that last bit to itself. And then I'll show you now how easy it is. And I'll do the ribbon. So I've got this beautiful ribbon with frayed edge on the sides. Again, going with that beach theme. Again, going to go really well together. So, because my tape now is sticky, this is going to go on really easy. So I place it on top. So just placed it on top, and because it's sticky, I just wrap it around. So much easier. And then cut it. So I'm leaving the stems exposed, so I'm going to put this in water, and when I cut it afterwards, I'm just going to do 2 hand widths, so I'm going to cut it around there afterwards, and that's all you need. So then they can be held closer to the person holding it, and they can angle them down so that when they have photos you can see all those beautiful flowers. So I've just folded it under, and I'm just pushing that up in, as you can see. Let me know what you think in the comments. So pretty. Thanks for watching, bye!